Kunye. Hi friends, we're going to get a chance to be working on side punch today, or Yup Jireugi. So as we do this motion, you can find it on page 57 of your Poomsae manual. We do use it in our red belt technique. So as you go through this today, I want you to really practice it and repeat it over and over again. So it's not just something that you know what it is, it's something that you can execute with power, sharpness, and alignment, which really matters. I want your body unified, hand and feet arriving at the same time. I don't want you to step and then punch, because when you do, guess what? There's no power. I want you to make sure you're using your turbo hand, which is your opposite hand. Your opposite hand is your turbo hand, and when that pulls back, that gives me a whole lot more hip power and motion, and I can throw it forward with a lot more speed and power. All right, so side punch. You're going to use it, the very last motion in Chil Jang. Now, as we do this technique, you're going to be doing this in a horse riding stance. And we're going to go, just like we do in the form, from your single knife hand. So your right hand is back on your belt, okay? In your form, it will be your right hand. Your left hand is out, and knife hand block. So if you make sure your elbows aren't floating out, make sure they're tucked in, make sure you're in a nice, good Jireugi stance, make sure your belt's tied, and shoulders are back, so you're right here. Now, as I step through, this becomes fisted. As this hand is going to pull back as I step forward and shoot that technique. Everything all happens together, but we're going to break it down for purposes of execution so you know what you're doing, okay? So your knife, you're going to float that hand out a little bit. You're going to, as you transition your weight onto your left leg or your front leg, you're going to step across your body 2 foot widths ahead, so that when you do that, when I float it ahead, when I turn, I want to be right in in Jukumsogi. I want to be right in that riding stance. And you will not be in Jukumsogi is if you step it here, step it out here. So know how far you have to step to get those 2 footprints in to have your distance correct for your next riding stance. So if I'm here, I know if I step right here, when I pivot, I'm right there. So this takes practice as a black belt or as a red belt or as a blue belt. Start practicing it right now, right today. So you know if when you transfer that weight, you're going to step across. When you know when you spin, boom, you are solid. You want to be solid with your feet really parallel. So I'm going to do a little farther back. Okay, I'm in Jukumsogi. I step across to the next Jukumsogi, pivot. And it's beautiful because as I step, this allows me to ground a little bit, and it's a quick motion. It's not like you're going to step, pause, and then turn. It all kind of flows together. You're going to step across, boom. So as I do that, this is going to ground me. So when I turn, boom, I can dig that heel into the ground. I can dig my body solid down. I'm not going to be very movable. It's going to make me a whole lot stronger, and I want you to have that strength too. Adding the hands. You're in the knife hand. You're going to float that hand as you step. This all happens together. So I'm going to float. This is going to get fisted. Now, what's going to happen? It's going to ricochet. So I'm going to pull my elbow back as fast, as hard as I can for that turbo power. As I shoot my right hand forward, side punch. It's a beautiful motion, and it's very narrow. As you do that motion, one hand is going this way. The other hand is going that way. It should just ricochet. And when you ricochet it like that, it's going to be crazy, crazy powerful. So, and then when you add your alignment with your shoulders over your hips and your hips over your ankles, and you add your vision and your focus, and you squeeze and get tight all at the same time, it's going to be beautiful. And it becomes very obvious. Have you ever looked at a martial arts and think, oh man, their technique is so clean and beautiful. How did they get that way? Hours of practice. That's what I want for you. So black belt isn't something that comes by easily because you have to practice to be good at it. Here we go. Knife hand. Ready, float, step across, and pull and shoot. You ready to do it faster? Let's try it. Ready? Here we go. Ready, and breathe, shoot. Come back. This hand is going to go up, and then it doesn't until the last 20% pop over. This hand's going to pull back at the last 20%. Rotates over. So you're always going to have, boom, those hand rotations. All right, here we go. We're going to do 10 on this side, and then for fun, we'll do 10 on the other side, even though we don't do that in Chil Jang. Okay, here we go. Ready. I'm going to get just a little bit closer so you can see me. Ready, float, strike. Come back, that's Hana. Dual, put. Make sure that hand pulls all the way back. set, hey! Net, hey! It's solar plexus high, by the way, I didn't mention that. Pass it, hey! Yes it, hey! You'll go, hey! Make sure you're breathing. Breathe in as you float. Breathe out as you execute. I have no idea what number one. Yodo. Ha! Aho. Ha! Yo. Ha! Beautiful. Okay. Let's do the other side just for fun. Are you ready? Knife hand. Fisted on your belt. Float. Ha! I gotta practice this side. It's not as clean. Probably you can tell I don't use it as much. Here we go. Be better than me, guys. It's your job. That's your goal in life, is to be a better black belt than me. Ready? Hana. Hey! Guess I'm gonna practice this one now. Do. Hey! Set. Hey! Net. Hey! Pass it. Hey! Yasit. Hey! You'll go. Hey! Aho. Hey! Last one. Make it your best. Hey! Beautiful. Okay, friends, you should be getting a workout with this. Can you feel working on all those postures and all that alignment and squeezing? If you are not squeezing and not tightening, you're not going to get much out of this. So please, really work at making it excellent black belt. Okay? All right, my friends, 10 times a day for 2 weeks till it starts to flow from you. All right? Check. Kunye.